What is up everyone, Tristendo here. Apple's September event recently came out showcasing the new iPhone 14 lineup as well as new Apple Watches, AirPods Pro 2, and more. What's new in these devices and should you plan to get them? Let's check it out. So let's start off first with the iPhone 14 lineup. There are 4 new iPhones coming out this year, but one in particular is missing, and that's the iPhone mini lineup. No longer will Apple sell a mini version, as I'm sure many people prefer bigger screen smartphones, and as much as I love the mini iPhones, you can't argue with the market. And this was reflected in poor sales for the mini. In its place, however, will be an iPhone model that I predict will sell very well, and that is the new iPhone 14 Plus model. It's identical to the new iPhone 14, but just at a bigger screen size of 6.7 inches versus 6.1 inches of the regular iPhone. This is similar to how the screen layout is on the Pro models, but now you don't have to shell out the most money when opting for the bigger screen model like in years past with the Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Plus is a great option for those who don't need all the features of the Pro model but want the biggest screen size possible. It is $100 cheaper than the entry iPhone 14 Pro at $899, and the regular 14 starts at $799. The design of the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus is pretty much identical to the 13. In fact, if it weren't for the new colors and the bigger option of the 14 Plus, you wouldn't be blamed for thinking nothing changed at all. The new design language introduced in the iPhone 12, that is a throwback to the iPhone 4 and 5 lines, is here to stay again on the iPhone 14 with the rounded squared off edges and reduced notch. Another design trait that is retained is the 13's diagonal camera setup on the rear. Okay, so let's talk about what is actually different in these models. The new 14 comes with the same A15 Bionic chip found in last year's iPhone 13 Pro with 5 GPU cores, and this chip is more than capable for everyday tasks and is crazy powerful. Apple must have realized that customers don't really notice year-over-year chip upgrades, as Apple is usually generations ahead already in this department, with upgrades being incremental while still being ahead of the competition. In terms of features, they introduced faster lenses on the 12 megapixel rear cameras, a photonic engine that enables better low-light photos, an action camera mode that makes shaky footage stabilized through software, which I think is cool if it's comparable to gimbals. The removal of a physical SIM tray, so say hello to eSIM cards for everything now, car crash detection, and emergency SOS via satellite. As you can see, these changes are minute as they save the big hardware feature changes to their iPhone 14 Pro lineup. The iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max offer the most interesting change in my opinion, and that's with the pill cutout on the front screen that Apple calls Dynamic Island. They basically worked around the fact that the pill cutout can't be moved by integrating software around it that allows the Dynamic Island to expand and animate depending on the context. For example, it can show a waveform for recording audio, playing music, or show incoming calls. I think that this is a really creative way to make use of the top space, and because OLED screens are just pixels turned off, the seamless transition between the screen animations and the hardware cutout will look great. The Pro lineup also gets an always-on display, which Apple waited so long to do since they wanted LTPO displays that can refresh at 1 Hz and conserve a lot of power. Cue the Android has this feature for the past how many years comments. While it's a shame they reserved this for the Pro models, this is alleviated by the fact that most Apple Watch models have an always-on display anyways. The always-on display on the 14 Pro is slightly different compared to other smartphones, as instead of just killing everything else on the screen and just keeping the time and date or whatever widget you have static, the iPhone 14 Pro looks like it just has a super dimmed version of whatever lock screen you have. So that is super interesting and something I will check out more when I get my hands on one to review. Another big feature upgrade to the Pro models is the 48 megapixel cameras that uses camera binning. Again, I'm excited to go hands-on with this camera in the future, so stay subscribed. Apple also announced AirPods Pro 2 that look identical to the last model but come with quality of life improvements like an H2 chip for faster audio switching between devices, 2 times better noise cancelling, a new control gesture for the stem, the ability to use the True Depth camera on your iPhone to scan your head for the best spatial audio performance, and a new charging case that has speakers on it for better detection when lost, and new added compatibility to charge via an Apple Watch charger. Speaking of Apple Watch, there are 3 new models. The Apple Watch Series 8 is the new updated model with last year's design language at $399. New features include crash detection and a new low power mode, which are also coming via watchOS 9 for Series 4 models and up. The Apple Watch SE is also identical to last year's model, but with crash detection and now includes a faster S8 chip. This model starts at $249. The star of the show when it comes to new Apple Watch hardware this year is, of course, the Apple Watch Ultra. Apple Watch Ultra is their premium rugged Apple Watch with a new flat screen design for those who go outdoors a lot, with up to 60 hours of battery life, underwater tolerance, speakers that can be heard from 600 feet away for emergencies, and more, starting at $799. This is Apple's answer to challenging the Garmin watch market, and it's only a matter of time to see whether or not this will make a dent in that particular space. I am curious to see how this watch performs, but I am definitely not the target audience. I also wouldn't pay $800 for a smartwatch, but that's just me. I hope to review all of these products and more in person if I get my hands on them, so stay subscribed to see coverage on the Apple Watches as well. The average person is fine with getting an iPhone 14 or 14 Plus and should only get the 14 Pro or Pro Max if they want the latest features from Apple or the best cameras possible. The Apple Watch Ultra is only for those who do a ton of outdoor activities like hiking, diving, and more. For the rest of us, the Series 8 is fine, or if you are new to Apple Watch, save some money with the SE, which has the same core functionalities but at a cheaper price. AirPods Pro 2 are great for anyone who is needing to upgrade their current pair or new to AirPods Pro. If you already have AirPods Pro, I would hold off for now. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video and subscribe so I can continue to make videos that I hope can help people with their tech decisions. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.